Yo, welcome back everybody to a brand new video here on the second channel, and today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new Ace Spec cards that were finally revealed that we are going to be getting in our next Scarlet and Violet set. Now, we've been told that we are getting Ace Specs back for a while, but we never quite got the leaks and reveals of them until today. Now, of course, Ace Specs are extremely powerful, one of cards you can play in your deck. And it's basically like playing a Radiant. You can only play one in your deck, and they are extremely powerful trainer cards. Now, two of the Ace Specs that we got, they look pretty good. One of them specifically has been causing a little bit of controversy on Twitter, because when I logged onto Twitter this morning, I saw everybody talking about the new Ace Specs, and one of them has been getting people a little upset. So that'll be interesting to talk about. I'll leave a link down below to PokeBeach here if you want to go take a look at the Ace Spec cards yourself, give them a read and all that stuff. And if you're new here to the second channel, make sure to subscribe down below to help me on the road to reaching 10,000 subs. It'd be appreciated. And you can also leave a like on the video if you're going to enjoy. Let me know what you think of the Ace Specs down below. So yeah, these are coming out in our next Scarlet and Violet set, which is going to be coming out in March. It's going to be in March. It's going to be in the Wild Force and Cyber Judge set, which is coming out in Japan. And the set is going to release on the 26th of January. So they're like a month away from getting these new cards. We have most likely until March until we get them. And the set is going to feature Gouging Fire, Raging Bolt, Iron Boulder, and Iron Crown in the set. And it's probably going to feature some of the other cards. But we have our two new Ace Specs. Now, looking at the Ace Specs here, comparing them to what we had before, they kind of have like a little pinkish color to them. You can see the older Ace Specs here had a gray, like a gray background to them, whereas the new Ace Specs all have this like pink background on them. They actually look kind of nice. I kind of like that. I like the color pink, so I kind of like it. But as you can see, Ace Specs are very powerful. I mean, Computer Search is one of the strongest cards in the game. But I'm not going to lie, though. The problem with Ace Specs is, while they are very strong, they have a lot of big issues. One of the issues is that they are extremely powerful one-of cards that you have to play. Like, when you're building a deck in the expanded format, you almost have to play either Computer Search, which is the best Ace Spec, or you have to play another Ace Spec card like, no, there's no Dowsing Machine is another big one, but they don't have Dowsing Machine here. But Dowsing Machine and Computer Search are the two best Ace Specs. I mean, look at how strong Computer Search is. Discard 2 cards from your hand, and then you can search your deck for any card and put it into your hand. I mean, this card is ridiculously powerful. Now, you can only play one Computer Search in your deck. You can't play more than one Ace Spec, much like a Radiant, but this card is extremely good. And it forced a lot of people to have to play it. And that's the thing, is that as time went on, Computer Search never got like a reprint, or like it was never featured any like special kit or battle deck. It caused Computer Search's price to go way up. This card is like $80 right now or something like that. It's expensive. And I mean, if we ever get expanded tournaments back at any point in time, Computer Search's price is going to go way up, because it's one of, if not the best Ace Spec, and you have to play it in your deck and expanded, and this is the issue with having Ace Specs. Now, we only have 2 reveals so far. We might be getting more. The set will introduce the Ace Spec mechanic to the TCG, blah, blah, blah. But we're probably going to get more Ace Specs. This is the first time also we've gotten an Ace Spec energy. So let's give them a read, shall we? So we got the first one here, Neo Upper Energy. Now, having special energy as Ace Specs is good and bad. There are some issues with, special energy cards, is because Archeops does exist. Pokemon have to be very careful with what they do for special energy. But this card here, as long as it's attached to a Pokemon, it provides a colorless energy. The effect is, as long as this card is attached to a Stage 2 Pokemon, this provides every type of energy, but only provides 2 energy at a time. So it's basically a double... it's like a double rainbow energy effect on a Stage 2 Pokemon. So this is actually a pretty balanced card. I mean, Stage 2s are not like super good right now. I mean, there's obviously a few of them like Pidgeot and Charizard EX, which are pretty powerful, but for the most part, this card doesn't really, I don't think this card is broken. It's definitely a nice card actually to have in the game. I think this is actually a pretty well-designed card. Now, the issue is there's obviously the other Ace Spec Prime Catcher, which we're going to look at in a sec, but this card is pretty good. If you're playing a Stage 2 deck, definitely not a bad card to have in your deck. It'll be good with Stage 2 EXs. I mean, we have stuff like Tyranitar EX, which could benefit from this, Garchomp EX, Charizard EX could play this maybe. I mean, you probably don't need to because you have your ability, but yeah, you can maybe play it in Charizard. You can use the Pidgeot EX. You can use it with Magnezone EX. You can use it with Palmod EX. Meowscarada can play this. So there are a lot of EXs that could benefit from this, but overall, it's a decent card. It's not great, however. It gets blown out of the water by the other Ace Spec. Now, this is the one Ace Spec that has been causing a lot of controversy on Twitter, and that is the brand new Ace Spec Prime Catcher. Yeah, Prime Catcher, sponsored by Logan Paul and KSI. This card is pretty ridiculous. It's basically Guzma Catcher. So yeah, switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon to the active spot. If you do, switch your active Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. So yeah, it's basically just Cross Switcher as an Ace Spec, or Guzma as an Ace Spec. And that's really good. Now, the fact that we got a Gust item card as an Ace Spec card is kind of insane. Now, the thing with Ace Specs is, like Computer Search and Dowsing Machine, they have to be really powerful one-of cards. They have to be very strong. They have to be worth playing in your deck. They can't just be like random effects. Like, if Prime Catcher was like, flip a coin of heads, do this effect, it would probably be bad. I don't know. I don't know if it would see much play. But the fact that it's just flat out just a Gust card as an item is insane. This is obviously very reminiscent of the old Pokemon Catcher. Pokemon Catcher used to not be a coin flip. It used to actually be just literally Boss as an item card. So this is literally Boss as an item card. Or Guzma as an item card, I should say. But either way, like, this card is just ridiculously powerful. And a lot of people are pretty upset on Twitter that this got printed because it's bad for the game, which I can kind of agree with that. I mean, it is definitely a very powerful effect, and it is an annoying card. Now, this is also an item, so keep in mind you can use this with Arven, Irida. You can use it with Darkrai V-Star. Like, you can use this with those V-Star powers. You can use it with those items like Arven. Turning Arven into a Gust is insane. I mean, we already have Counter Catcher in the format. I mean, it's kind of insane, actually. When this card comes out, we're going to have Counter Catcher, Boss's Order, and now Prime Catcher. Cross Switcher actually will have just rotated when this releases, but that's crazy. So this card is definitely really strong, and I can see why people are upset about it, because it is one of those cards where it's like, it's just Gust as an item. It's just insane. I mean, one of the things that makes Gusting so powerful is there's a certain limit to how you can Gust. You either have to use your supporter for turn, or you have to be behind in prizes, like with Counter Catcher, or you have to have two pieces of the Gust in your hand, like with Cross Switcher. This card just flat out just Gusts your opponent. And this is obviously going to be a great card to play in stuff like Lost Zone, Gardevoir. I mean, every deck is going to play one of these. It's like literally as soon as this releases, as long as the other Ace Specs that get revealed in this set, if there are going to be more Ace Specs revealed for this set, as long as those other Ace Specs are better than this, every deck is going to have to play a one of Prime Catcher, because it is just flat out better than, the Neo Up Energy. Neo Up Energy is cool, and I'm definitely going to try to get some value out of it, but it's just, the problem is Neo Up Energy just cannot be compared to Prime Catcher. Prime Catcher is just that good of a card, and I really do think that this card is going to warp the game quite a bit. I mean, it's literally Gust as an item. You can use it anytime you want. It works with cards like Arven. And we'll see if the other Ace Specs that get released. I don't know if this set's going to feature any more Ace Spec cards. Like, I don't know if we're going to be getting any more Ace Specs in the set. Our March set, which is, these Ace Specs are going to release, and our March set might only have the two Ace Specs. I mean, Boundaries Crossed, which came out in 2013, only had Computer Search, and it had, well, I think it had Computer Search, and I think it had like 2 Tool cards or something like that, but either way, that set only had like 2 or 3 Ace Specs. So we might only have these as the Ace Specs in our set, and then the next Scarlet and Violet set after our March set is going to have 3 more Ace Specs. But for the time being, these are the 2 Ace Specs we have, and I definitely think that Prime Catcher is going to be the best Ace Spec to play, unless we get another one, like unless Computer Search gets reprinted, or Dowsing Machine gets reprinted, or even Scoop Up Cyclone gets reprinted as an Ace Spec. This card will probably be the best Ace Spec to play. I mean, it's extremely strong. Gust item is back. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm interested to hear your opinion on Prime Catcher. That'll be for me on this video here on the second channel. Let me know what you think of the 2 Ace Specs, the Neo Up Energy. There might be more Stage 2s I missed. I mean, there's other Stage 2s, I guess, out there. Like, there's non-EX Stage 2s you can play this with, too. I think there's like Machamp, Jumpluff. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of Stage 2s. But there's other Stage 2s that can also benefit from Neo Upper Energy. But let me know what you think of the 2 Ace Specs down below. Do you think Prime Catcher is good for the game? Do you think it's bad for the game? I'm interested to hear. I'll leave a link to Poke Beach down below if you want to go check it out yourself. And that'll be for me on the second channel. Peace out. Have a good rest of your day, and bye-bye.